I want to be just really clear about this to everyone watching. These two, they are genius. And I discovered them when Josh and I were having a really challenging time in our relationship, where it was one of those times where both of us were wanting to like beat our head against the wall, and we weren't communicating and we weren't listening. And I discovered their work, wound up doing now 2 workshops with them. And I can tell you without a doubt, we would not still have our relationship if it wasn't for you two and your work. So thank you so much. And I've been wanting to have this conversation for so long. So I'm thrilled that you're here. Let's bring it back just for a moment.
Okay.
To the Imago dialogue process, because I feel like that tool is so transformative. And when Josh and I learned it and actually started practicing it, and we still use it, I can think of, a few months ago, we were butting heads and I was like, we need to dialogue. We need to dialogue immediately. And it took a fight that was at like a 9 or a 10, where both of us felt so frustrated. And within 3 or 4 minutes, we were hugging and I was crying and I had softened up. And I'm like, this is magic. For those who may not have been exposed to your work yet, can you explain just the structure of the Imago dialogue process and why this works like magic?
And as a result of the exposure through the streaming, it's now participated in by 7 countries, 38 states, and I think about 450 people have decided to be trained leaders to pick it up and start delivering it in their ecosystems, in their cities, in their states.
But what is so easy and rhapsodically wondrous is the training program. We usually only have about 30, 35, but they fly in from, a couple recently flew in from Switzerland into the training program. But then, like, one woman came from the Chinese community in Dallas, but then she took it to China, and another took it to the Indian community in Dallas, but then she went to India and taught it in a school there. So, like, this little work we're doing, it's the Holy Spirit, like, flapping her wings just all over the place. That's sort of how I think about it.
So
because it's all unanticipated. Like, we had no idea that our little effort in Dallas would attract interest so far and wide.
Well, I hope that it continues to. And I want to let you finish. I feel like you have one more thing, Harville. Yes, go for it. And I just want to say for anyone listening, again, as someone who prides myself on being a lifelong learner and the kind of pace of life that we're in right now, there is nothing more healing than actually learning this structure and putting it to use on a regular basis. I feel like it's the perfect antidote for me in my own experience of the hectic pace of life. And it brings me back to what I most want, which is not necessarily more external success or notoriety or anything like that, but a sense of feeling safe and loved.